If you're watching this right now, I already know what's on your mind. You're thinking about making the move to Reading, but that little voice in your head keeps asking, is this really the right time to buy and the right time to move? Should I wait for rates to drop? Are prices gonna come down? Almost every family I've helped relocate to Reading from the Bay Area tells me some version of the same thing, and usually around the 6-month mark of being here. They say, we wish we would have done this sooner. And it's not because Reading is perfect, because it's not. Every place has its trade-offs. But because of the combination of space, affordability, community, outdoor access, and quality schools, there's something that genuinely is hard to find in California right now. And that's a family life that doesn't feel like a constant financial sprint just to stay in place. Hey everyone, welcome back. Let me just lay out the current picture for you, because the Reading market right now is actually telling a pretty encouraging story, especially if you're coming from the Bay Area. As of April 2026, the median sales price in Shasta County came in at $379,000, up from $370,000 a year ago. That's a modest, steady appreciation, not the kind of wild swings we've been seeing in San Francisco or San Jose. And in Reading specifically, the median sales price was $416,000 in April, up about 2.6% year over year. Now, I want you to really sit with those numbers for a second, because in the Bay Area, you just watched single family median home prices hit $2,150,000, up 18% in just 1 year. And condos jumped over 27% to $1,357,000. You're looking at a market here in Reading where prices are appreciating, but at a healthy, sustainable pace, not at a frenzied, unaffordable spike. But what about interest rates? Let's talk about it, because this is the question I hear more than anything else. Yes, interest rates are higher than we'd all like. So here's the math that actually matters for Reading buyers. On a $379,000 home, that's our current Shasta County median, with 10% down and today's rates of 6.36%, your principal and interest payment, your mortgage, is going to be roughly $2,130 a month. That same mortgage on a $1.2 million San Francisco condo is going to be over $6,700 a month. The rate is identical. The difference is the price of the home. All right, so let's talk about what waiting actually costs you, because this is where buyers sometimes make the really expensive mistakes. Inventory in Reading is improving. Active listings came in at 844, which was up slightly from 842 the last year. And new listings totaled 408, up from 399. Now that sounds balanced, right? But here's the catch. Inventory is not flooding the market. And with roughly 3.19 months of supply, Shasta County is still considered a seller's market, with well-priced homes selling within 30 to 45 days. So what does this mean for someone who's thinking but also waiting? It means the well-priced homes you're eyeing today are not going to sit around and wait for you. And while you wait, prices are still appreciating, even conservatively. If Reading homes continue to climb at a modest 2 to 3% annually, that $400,000 home you're looking at today will cost you $8,000 to $12,000 more next year, before you factor in any rate changes. Meanwhile, you're still paying Bay Area rent, Bay Area gas, Bay Area everything else. Every month you wait is a month you're not building equity, not lowering your cost of living, and just not getting ahead. So let me give you the reasons this market specifically makes sense for relocation buyers from the Bay Area. First, the price to lifestyle ratio is unmatched in California. At $400,000, Reading typically gets you a 3 to 4 bedroom, 1,500 to 2,000 square foot single family home in a solid neighborhood. In the Bay Area, that same budget might get you a studio condo. Secondly, the market here is stable. Reading's housing market has appreciated steadily over the past several years. While the Bay Area and Sacramento saw dramatic price swings during the pandemic years, Reading's trajectory has been more measured. That means lower risk for you as a buyer. Third, buyer demand is growing, and that protects your investment. Reading is seeing an increased buyer migration from Northern California metros, rising demand for lifestyle-based living, and stable local job growth. The people driving that demand are people just like you, making the same calculation you're making right now. And fourth, and this one's huge, Redding is actually slightly below the US median sales price while still being in California. That's a rare combination. You get the California weather, outdoor recreation, and quality of life at a price point competitive with markets in Texas and Tennessee. Your kids get a backyard. They get a school where the teacher actually knows who they are. They get weekends at the lake and evenings at the park. And you get to actually just breathe. If you're seriously considering making the move to Redding for you and your family, I want to help you figure out if it's the right fit. Click the link in the description below to download my free Redding relocation guide or schedule a 15-minute, no stress, no obligation consultation with me to see what moving to Redding could look like for you and if there's neighborhoods that fit what you and your family are looking for. Drop a comment below and tell me what's the number one thing that is holding you back or that you want to know about raising a family here in Redding. And if you like this video, hit like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.